So this time there's some tragic update from the RCBI world, the Malta Citizenship, CBI, Citizenship by Investment. You could literally purchase with cash an EU passport. And this was the only strongest option, legit option that was available to high net worth individuals. It has been taken away. The ECJ has ruled against it, and it's only a matter of time the doors are going to be shut on this CBI. And investors, you guys, some of you guys, I should say, not everyone, this is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. It had a price tag of $1.5 million, and I had just recently made a video where I was talking about how without any capital in pocket, if you just had a property in your own home country, a HELOC loan could have a mortgage, you could have raised the $750K for it, right? Paid for this passport, could have rented the property that was required for the other half of the investment, and then your US or Canadian or any Western property that you're getting the loan against, you could have rented that property and then raised that rent towards the rent in Malta. And that way, without any capital in pocket, you could have availed the strongest passports or CBI passports in the EU. Full Schengen access, US access, Canadian access, Australia, New Zealand, you name it, and you got it with this option. Now, this is over. So you cannot get a fast, quick passport in a year by purchasing. Now, in this video, apart from the negative news, what I really wanted to discuss is what is the alternative. Now, when one option goes, you got to prep for something else. You're not going to get the same strength that you've lost, but then you can combine elements. You can combine nationalities, you can combine passports, and you can create the strength that you have lost. I think one of the biggest opportunity here now is you got to get an immediate, strong, solid citizenship that is quick. That's immediate. And when I say immediate, it could be 2 years or less than 2 years, which gets you 80% of the access that you need right now. And then in the next 5 years, you want to get a replacement, a Malta type replacement with the exact same access. And I'm going to discuss both options in this video. First, let me discuss 2 or 3 solid passports that you can obtain in 2 years. One of the important ones, which a lot of people are actively, a lot of you guys watching have watched and actively started pursuing the Argentinian citizenship. And Argentina is one of the strongest passports in Latin America. It gets you EU, it gets you Schengen, it gets you the UK, it gets you Ireland, it gets you all the important access at the fastest possible time, which again is, of course, 2 years. Now, Argentina is not the only one. You have Chile, which also gets you the US access. Chile takes slightly longer, so I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to discuss Peru. Now, Peru is also possible in 2 years. And if you are interested in learning more about which one is the better, is Peru better or is Argentina better, and how you could acquire either or both, you can reference this video. This talks about all the information on Peru and its direct comparison with Argentina. So these are a couple of quick, solid, strong nationalities that you can look at in the interim. And then that Malta replacement, right? Malta is gone. You don't have it. You've lost the opportunity, but now is the time to get something else. And that's where you can still obtain the same strength, but now in 5 years, instead of 1 year. Option that I'm talking about is the Portugal option. A Portugal without residency, without living in the country much. It's only 7 days of physical presence that's needed. You can get the Portuguese passport after 5 years. And you got to hold a certain amount of money, right? And this is not a donation. You're not giving this to anyone. You're just keeping it with the hospitality fund. They're going to contribute a couple of 100K to it. Precisely 100K, which is your profit. You're going to get this money. And then the other 100K is going to be a mortgage that you can, if you want to take, you can take it. It's an advantageous mortgage with very handsome interest rate to pay back right? And this is an optional mortgage, so you don't need to pay back if you don't want to. But then you'll lose out on that 100K and you'll just get 15K, which is still a profit. So when the 5 years get over, you're going to keep 300. You're going to get 15K more, right? 315. That's what you're going to take home if you're not going to repay the mortgage. If you're going to repay the mortgage, then you get 400K, which is 300K of your original price, the original amount that you kept in the hospitality fund. And then the 100K on top of it is your walkaway profit. So let's say you strike the Argentina or Peru, the solid, strong citizenship, which gets you most of the access that you're desiring, except the US access or Canadian or Australian or New Zealand. Once you hit the 5-year mark and you apply for naturalization in Portugal, you get your money back, you get some profit, and you get the access that you're dreaming of. Now, at this point, after 5 years, you're going to have, let's say you naturalize successfully, you're going to have Portugal in your pocket, in your portfolio, and you're also going to have Argentina, or let's say Peru, or let's say any other citizenship, or let's say a Caribbean citizenship, right? Any CBI that you get. If you want to learn which is the best Caribbean citizenship and the fastest, in my opinion, the best and the fastest, none of this information, right? None of this information is immigration, finance, or legal advice. This is just my assessment and analysis. If you want to get started with any of these options, or want to discuss more specifics and get started, you can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss 1, 2, or 3 options. We can discuss your plan for the next 2 to 5 years. And we can get you started with not just these options. There are several other options that you can qualify for. It all depends upon what stage of your life you are. Can you show retirement income? Can you show passive income? Can you create annuities? Can you set up businesses? There's so many strategies that you can do. One strategy can target 2 options. It's always important to discuss all these things that you have in your mind. A lot of people have a lot of stuff, but they aren't sure of the full truth. There's a lot of information floating in the air. You want to make sure you're working with a credible, solid, strong, knowledgeable attorney in every jurisdiction that you're trying to enter. And we can have that discussion and get you started. And if you want to learn, right, the best Caribbean citizenship, in my opinion, out of the 5, a lot of these options are tainted. But there is, if you had to pick one, then you got to pick one. And if you want to learn about my thoughts or my assessment, my analysis, you can always join the channel membership and watch my latest video on this topic. And before you go, if you aren't yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out on any important latest changes. Changes happen, new programs come up, and I try to report them for you so that you're updated on all the options, so you can maximize your chances of getting programs before they end or starting programs as soon as they start, because they also end at some point, right? And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.